jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York, New York, New York.
Who's that? You know that guy on TikTok? I don't remember what his name is, but like he like obviously has like some issues going on, and like he'll like stand in the subway or like in Times Square. He has like the glasses, and I'm like, in New York.
I've not seen that. No.
World of Shirts. That's his name.
I think we're on a different internet.
Go look him up on TikTok. Anyways, if you guys haven't noticed, Dylan, do you hear that?
I don't hear anything.
That's the sound of good audio quality, Dylan.
Exactly.
Do you want to tell the folks what happened last week?
I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was plugged into my laptop, and apparently I wasn't plugged into my laptop, and so I was recording through my laptop instead of through my microphone. So that's my bad. I thought I was plugged in, but apparently I was not. So
you heard all the beautiful sounds of Dylan's air conditioning unit.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it at all while we were recording. But when I was listening back, I was like, "Man, that sounds weird." And then it got to the point where I muted myself to cough, and then it just didn't mute. And I just heard myself cough, and I was like, well, okay. I know what happened.
Anyways, I want to welcome everyone to Zach and Dylan's Hilarious Hour. Today we're talking about the craziest things we've ever done for love.
Oh, man, I've got a good one. So there was this girl I was crushing on in college, and she told me she loved Starburst candies.
Starburst candies?
Yeah, you know, those fruity, chewy things. Anyway, I decided to impress her by making a giant Starburst out of wax and giving it to her as a gift.
And did it work?
Not exactly. When I gave it to her, she looked at it for a second. Then she told me she was actually allergic to wax.
No way. What did you do?
I had to eat the whole thing in front of her just to prove it was edible.
That's insane. I've got a crazy love story too. So there was this girl I was dating, and she loved horror movies.
Oh yeah? What'd you do?
Well, I decided to take her on a haunted house tour for our second date.
That's bold. What happened?
Well, I didn't realize the haunted house was actually haunted. We ended up getting chased by a ghost, and we hid in a closet for an hour until the tour was over.
That's hilarious. We should have named the show Zach and Dylan's Dating Disasters.
Definitely. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Join us next week for another episode of Zach and Dylan's Hilarious Hour.
Okay, so guys, we made those stories up. We're going to come clean. Those are fake.
We actually didn't make those stories up.
But you know who did? Zach knows.
ChatGPT from OpenAI. If you are not driving right now, or even if you are driving and you're a risk taker, pull out that cellular device of yours and type in ChatGPT. Okay, it's going to be like the first link. Click on it.
Then you have to make an account.
Yeah, it's super simple. You literally just give them your email, make a password. Super easy. Social security number, your debit card number, and blood type, and you're all good.
Yeah, just make it something you can remember easily and that you can forward to us in an email at 30percentpod@gmail.com.
But anyways, you go on there, and then it'll just like pull it up. I haven't played around with it a whole lot, but there's going to be a bar to type in. And basically, you just type in. You can say, "Tell me a scary story," and it'll give you a short little scary story.
And for example, it would talk about like like a village and a ghost haunted that village.
Yeah. So whatever you type in that bar, what your answer will be as elaborate as your question is. So if you type in a first grade question, you're going to get a first grade answer. So if you say, "Tell me a scary story," it's going to tell you about. This one time in a graveyard, a ghost, was haunting the graveyard keeper. Like something dumb like that. But you can make it your question as elaborate as you want because it's AI. It just pulls information from the internet. So the information it gives you, it's not, pulling a story from some website. It's literally just like making it up with the knowledge that it has. So, for example, Dylan, would you like to share with them the question you wrote?
Yeah, I was real perplexed by this thing, so I had to type in something that I thought might throw it off a little bit, but it gave me a beautiful story out of it, and I told it to write me a short essay about chopping wood from the perspective of Larry Bird, the NBA basketball legend. And then it wrote me a story about how, as a basketball legend, Larry Bird was known for his focus, hard work, and precision on the court. These same qualities can be applied to the task of chopping wood. And then it gave me a couple paragraphs about how Larry Bird would love to just chop wood in his free time, which I don't think is true. I think it made that up. But that's what I typed in, and it did it. And so basically we're saying this is going to take over. Right, this is going to take us over.
The amount that we have advanced, there's like a lot of stuff that I could get into, but the amount that this has like advanced us is insane. Because once you have one widespread AI tool, you can just create so many more AI tools. Mm-hmm. So like my brother-in-law, he is, shout out to him, my boy Lance. He's listening right now.
Big Lance.
Email us if you want his home address. I'll
Large
give it to you.
Lance. Afraid to go on alliteration.
Is that yeah, you already said it. Anyways, he's like a really good at programming and like, computer stuff like that, and he's been using this in order to like create like systems and codes in order to like do other things like outside of this website. Like, it's like writing code for him and stuff like that. So like you can get into a lot of that stuff. And I mean, if somebody is like really good at figuring that out and knows what they're doing, like you can do a crazy amount with like just this one website and just like, transfer it over to like a bunch of other stuff. Also, the whole idea of writing college essays just like went down the drain.
Right, yeah.
Completely, because like if your question is, like write me an essay about, Germany in World War II and some of their tactics. Like I can literally type it in, and in 45 seconds I'm done and eating my Taco Bell quesadilla.
Exactly, yeah. So if y'all are out there and y'all are debating on whether to be good students or not, if you're in college and you're just like you're just deciding whether you want to really put in the effort, learn material, be a good student,
it's not worth it.
Or if you want to cheat, just go ahead and cheat, because that's what you're going to do anyway eventually. So just get on Chat GTP, I think, and GPT, and then just run it up. Type in, write me an argumentative essay about why planes are a better invention than trains, and then it'll do that for you. Yeah, if that's what your essay is about. Whatever your essay might be about. It can be about fish or swimming or magic, whatever you want to be.
So anyways, for the rest of this episode, we are going to just go off of what this website gives us. So I just typed in some funny podcast topics, and we're just going to go from there. Dylan, what are some of your most absurd phobias?
Most absurd phobias? I mean, I don't really know if it's absurd, but it's the largest one in my life. Is spiders and snakes. Mm-hmm. I'm dead serious. I'm so scared of snakes that I have dreamed about them sometimes. I had a dream about snakes a few nights ago, crawling through my window in my dorm room and just wrapping around my leg and biting it off, basically. And I woke up scared to death.
Like an anaconda in Williamsburg, Kentucky?
Exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, it could have been a black snake or a garden snake.
That ate your leg off?
It doesn't matter how big it is. I'm scared of it. Yeah, I mean, I woke up and the bed was a little wet or whatever. I thought it might have rained inside that night. I don't know. But, yeah, that's probably mine. I'm also scared of spiders. I made my sister kill a spider for me the other day. Or a couple weeks, whenever it was, I don't know. Yeah, what about you? What's yours?
I'm not afraid of heights. Like, I can get on top of a really tall building and look down. But if I'm standing at the base of the building looking up at it, that freaks me out. Like, just, like, really, like, massive structures or, like, really high things kind of freak me out. Like, if I lay in an open field and I stare at the sky, like, I start to get dizzy. I don't know. I don't know what it is. When I was little, I was terrified of dogs. But that's kind of went away.
The funniest TV shows, I would say
The Office, easy.
Well, yeah, I think The Office is the funniest, but I mean, to name a few, you have The Office, You have Fresh Prince. I mean, I think Friends is pretty funny. Most people, I mean, a lot of people hate on it. I think it's pretty good. And Seinfeld. Those are my shows that I think are the funniest.
I would agree with you on The Office. I'd go Parks and Rec too. I'm gonna take Drake and Josh. Okay, Drake and Josh was peak comedy and still is. Past that, I would go Bob's Burgers. That's like my go-to comfort show right now. It is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think How do you feel about Seinfeld? You watched it?
I've never seen Seinfeld.
I think Seinfeld is like just an incredible show. I mean, it's really. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, it definitely has like that like 80s like sense. Like you can tell that it's not new. Yeah. Like when you listen to the jokes and stuff in it, but it's so like. I mean, it was just kind of like generational for its time. I think it was pretty great. There's a lot of good references from Seinfeld. A lot of just funny things happen.
I used to watch the Dick Van Dyke Show a lot, and that show is like from like the 60s, and so it's like black and white. I mean, it's so old. Like the two main characters that are married, like in their bedroom, they have separate beds. Like it's that old.
There you go.
But it's like the
it's like my grandparents.
But it's like the funniest like form of just like but it's like straight up clean. Like everything on TV back then was just like clean comedy.
Yeah.
Like all like slapstick comedy. You know, like this guy like tripped over a chair and busted his face on the ground, which is like like that, like that's all it was. And that I mean that like there are so many episodes of that show. Like if you hate on old shows, like go give that show a chance. Like there's an episode and I used it at like a Bible study once, and so it's like the main characters, they write for like a comedy show, like that's like their job, and they like work that into a lot of stuff, and so they go to like this art auction. And they start like talking about like these funny ideas, like what if the main character of the show are writing, he like scratches his ear or something like that, or like he goes to scratch his head, or he just like yawns or something like that, and the guys think he's bidding, so he accidentally buys like this expensive piece of art, but like while they're explaining that, they're literally bidding on it, and then they pay like $5,000 for this piece of art, but then the piece of art eventually like turns out to be covering up like an actual expensive piece of art, so they like get their money out on it. But but it's a fantastic show.
What was it called again?
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah, okay.
With the dude from Mary Poppins is in it. Dick Van Dyke is his name.
Nice. That's awesome. I haven't seen. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I do agree with you. Like, you shouldn't just hate on old shows or something like that just because they're old. 'Cause, I mean, a lot of people be like, "Well, it's not like topical anymore or whatever. Like, it's not relevant." But it's like, what do you want it to be? Like, it was made 40 years ago, so just enjoy it for what it was. I
mean, if you think about it, like The Office is considered an old show. The Office, literally,
it's 20 years old.
Yeah, it's 20 years old,
and The Office is timeless though. Yeah. The Office has like it's not meant to be like relevant. It's meant to just be hilarious. It's just meant to, everything is supposed to be funny. Like, regardless.
There are some things that like over time has been cut out of The Office, like things that have been deemed offensive.
Yeah, things that were okay in that day that aren't anymore.
Well, but the thing is, like, they weren't okay in that day, but it was like because they brought it in a comedian, like a comedic sense, like it made it okay.
Yeah,
like I remember.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the difference. I mean. A joke is,
Yeah, but like you can make a joke and like make it, especially if you have a reputation like The Office. Like if I made like a racist joke like right now, like I couldn't do that.
yeah.
But like if you're like The Office, like you can literally say anything you want, but like you have this fan base built up. But now the other streaming platforms and other people are like own the show, they can like change it up.
Right. Yeah.
In my junior year English class, we watched the episode Diversity Day. It's like the second episode.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
So anyone that's tried to watch The Office, like you've at least seen Diversity Day, because like everyone, at least gets through like a couple episoeve before they decide to quit, unless they stick with it.
I've seen it 4 times, I think, all the way through.
All the way through, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen it all the way through. Because I used to, like, it used to almost be like background noise for me. I would come home and turn it on, and then I would just like go do other stuff.
Yeah.
So the premise, if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, I'll just explain it again because it's so funny. Basically, they play that game. What's it called? Heads Up or whatever. You know, where you put like the cards on your head, and everyone has like you don't know what it is because the card's on your forehead.
Right.
But everyone tries to like give you hints so you can guess what it is.
Yeah.
Except like everyone gets a card that's like race.
Yeah.
And so some of them are like. But some of them like aren't even like races, which is like what makes it so funny. And like some of it's like Asian, some of it's like Hispanic, and then one of them's like Australian or something like that. And then the one black guy in the show, his says black, which is like really funny. But I remember we watched it in my junior year class because I think he was teaching. I mean, he was basically teaching like critical race theory. Which I don't think you're allowed to do in Tennessee, but he did. And he was like, we're gonna watch, a couple clips from The Office. I will warn you guys, like some people could, be offended by this, but we're just gonna look at it. And the whole reason he showed it to us is basically for him to be like, like if these statements weren't true about society, then it wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where he was going with that. But I do remember we had this one girl that literally, as soon as they made the first joke, it wasn't even a bad joke. She literally left.
Really?
I think the joke was, Dwight's card said Asian, and Pam was talking to him, and she was like, based on stereotypes that are completely untrue, like maybe you're not such a great driver.
He goes, "Am I a woman?"
He goes, "Am I a woman?" And she literally, like, at that, she just like, and then got up and
that was at the woman joke, bro. That's crazy.
She literally, I'm like, man,
that is insane. And she's had a couple wrecks since then too. She has, no doubt. What do you think about? Do you have any superstitions? You superstitious at all?
I'm not, honestly. Like I am so unsuperstitious that I will like make it a point to do stuff. Like anytime I'm inside and I have an umbrella, buddy, you better believe I'm opening that thing, and I'll walk around with that umbrella. What are some other ones?
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. That's an office reference.
Quote.
That's a Michael Scott quote.
I said that once in my Spanish class, and she like completely missed it. She goes, "I don't think that's what that word means." But anyways, and then just kept on teaching. And like I looked around and nobody else got it. I was like, "Well, I feel like an idiot now."
Yeah, I bet you did.
What are some other like if a black
superstitions, like don't walk under a ladder, don't.
But I don't come on. I mean, when's the last time you've been? First of all, when's the last time you've been walking down the street and you saw like a ladder?
And if you live in New York, it's probably relevant.
Yeah,
but
like for your average,
which I mean, walking under a ladder, that shouldn't even be a superstition. That's just like a safety violation. Protocol. Like that's just like don't walk under a ladder. It could fall on your head and kill you.
That's an OSHA violation out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't break a mirror. I tend to try not to break mirrors anyways because they're just glass. Don't spill salt. I don't think I've ever.
Or it's like don't eat salt out of your hand or something like that. And then there's
I don't think that's it.
Something about like if you find a penny on the street, pick it up, or you'll die or something.
No. If it's heads, it's good luck. But if it's tails, don't pick it up. It's bad luck.
Okay.
Every time I see one, I just pick it up and I just pop it.
If it's heavy, you're supposed to pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's like if you see like a black cat, you're gonna die in 3 days or something.
Yeah.
Like a lot of weird, like I don't know, weird ones. Do you believe in conspiracies? I think we've talked a little bit about them before.
I think we've already covered conspiracies. Awkward first date stories. Dylan, have you ever been on a date, first of all?
I mean, yeah, I've been on dates, but I've never been on dates really like... I don't think before I was actually dating. Well, yeah, I was once. I mean, no, I don't think I've had an awkward one, though. I think I've only had one like actual first date, and it was just at the movies, and it wasn't awkward.
I went on a. I think for it to be considered like a genuine first date, it's like you don't know the person before, because like if I know them before, like I'm gonna already have like stuff to talk about, like even if like we're not dating or whatever. Like,
yeah, you're just gonna be more nervous.
Yeah. I did go on a date once with a girl I didn't know, and I thought she was like really pretty or whatever, and we sit down and we like get our food, and the entire time She was eating and talking to me, and with her mouth wide open.
Yeah, no.
Like sometimes I talk with food in my mouth, but I at least like keep my mouth
you do like
small.
do like the hand over the mouth.
You
thing.
covered or something. No. This chick was like, I was like, oh my god.
So what kind of music do you like?
Yeah, it was rough. Let's see. The funniest prank calls and pranks gone wrong. First of all, there's no prank calls in 2023, okay? They got caller ID these days.
Yeah, I mean, well, the only one, I mean, I did get, I guess I've kind of got with a couple prank calls, I ain't gonna lie, but not like, was your refrigerator running? But just like, I was like, this is like I thought one of my friend got me really good, and I thought my phone was like hacked. Like, I'm not even joking. I thought my phone got hacked. Like, I was like, dang it, like my phone is hacked. Because he just kept doing, like, weird stuff. Like, he would, like, call me from, like, no caller ID, and I would just decline it. And it would happen over and over. But then one time I answered it, and then it was just, like, some song. And then one time I was on the phone with him on a regular phone call, and then the sound started happening during the phone call. And it didn't click for me. The song played, and I was like, I'm dead. Like, I'm dying. Like, somebody is about to break through my window and kill me. But it was just him playing the song, and then he called me back, dying laughing. I was like, wait. Like, dude, you did this for a week. Like, that's just terrorism. That's not even a joke. That's not a prank. But, yeah, I mean, I've not done many pranks. The only pranks I've ever done is I used to turn people's backpacks inside out in high school. Nobody liked me. No, I'm joking. It was actually pretty funny a couple times. I remember my teacher told me about it. He said that he did it in high school. Now I just started doing it to a lot of people. And then, I don't know, that's about it. I've never done, like, real pranks on anybody.
I remember I witnessed one of the craziest things in my entire life. So, you know how, like, your backpack, like, has, like, you know, straps to, like, tighten, you know, like, the actual, like straps, or what do they call those? The things you put on your shoulders. Anyways, they got like ways to tighten them with, you know, the little straps that come off, and all of them have like a loop on the end. And I witnessed this guy, while the kid in front of him wasn't paying attention, he takes the loop and he like loops it on like the bottom of this guy's desk and like run it all the way up. So like when the guy like tried to grab his backpack, like the desk would like come with him. And then it like literally like 10 minutes later, there was like a fire drill. So this guy grabs his desk and he's kind of like a hustling because they're like, all right, everybody line up the door, like hurry up. So he like grabs his backpack and like slings it over his shoulder, and he's like hustling to get out, and he just like drags the desk behind him and like tips it over. And it was great. Like, I was like, man, there was literally not a worse time for you to do that.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's great, though. That's what makes that prank work, because that prank's, like, kind of funny, but if it happens during a fire drill, that's super funny. I remember one time we duct taped this guy's backpack to a lunch table, and he couldn't get it off for a while. That's about as good of a prank as I ever did.
People did, like, senior pranks, like, used to be a big thing, but like there's too many security cameras now. Like who's like, yeah, we snuck into school at 3 a.m. Like all of our parents are like, yeah, like we, you know, the night of our senior prank, we all broke into the school and went, you know, like silly stringed out the lockers. I'm like, dog, if I broke into the school in 2023, they would literally send me to Guantanamo Bay. Like,
well, I guess I've never told you about this, but me and 7 other people, we literally tried to do a senior prank. I'm not even, and I think I could name all of them, but I'm not going to. But I think I could. And so we tried to do a senior prank. Like, we met at the Walmart. We drove down by the Buddies, took the license plates off our car. We had 2 cars, and we drove over to the Walgreens, backed into the corner of the parking lot, and then we like
wait. You took the license for what?
Because the cameras, like, we thought they would, like, know who it was or whatever. And we were, like, blacked out and, like, masked and everything. I'm not even joking. We were going, like CIA mode.
Like a legit, like, bank heist.
It was like a legit operation. Like, we weren't playing any games. And we snuck, like, across the yard from the Walgreens to that JA building. Yeah. And then we walked around, snuck into the football field, across the field, and then down like behind the gym, in between the gym and the cafeteria. And we tried to get in the school, but they were all locked. Yeah. And we were just covering our faces so the cameras couldn't tell who we were. And there was enough of us where it was like they probably wouldn't have done anything crazy. Yeah. But we were trying to get into the school, but it was like all the doors were locked, so we were like, okay, we can't get it. Like, we're going to literally go to jail. Like, the alarm's about to go off. Like, there's literally probably an alarm system. Yeah. Like, we're about to go to jail if we do that. So
if the door had opened, the alarm would have went off.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good thing it didn't. But so we just had like a ton of like stuff just to mess with. Like, we had a bunch of saran wrap, and like we had a poster. We had just a bunch of like forks, like a really harmless prank. Like, we were just going to do like weird stuff. Like, we were just going to like open lockers or something stupid, like really dumb stuff. But we couldn't get in, so we just did it to the courtyard. So we filled up the courtyard with forks. We wrapped the awnings, like all the walkways, in saran wrap, and then we hung a poster up that said like, courtesy of the class of 2021 or whatever. Yeah. And then so we like do all this. We like hang ribbon. We like threw toilet paper on a bunch of stuff, like kind of just like rolled the place. And then so we go home or whatever, and then we were like, this is going to be hilarious in the morning. I get to school at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the assistant principal made the freshman football players clean it all up at 7:30. So it was all gone. Like, it was all. I walked in and I was like, "This is about to be so funny." Yeah. And I walk in, nothing's. It's all gone. Nothing's there. Not a single thing that we did was there. And I was like, "Dude, what happened?" I was like asking the people that. I was like, "Dude, what happened?" And then somebody was like, "Freaking coach came in and seen it. He made the freshmen clean it up as they came in. He was like, "Yeah, you guys clean this stuff up. Like, just go ahead and get this out of here." And so nobody got to enjoy it at all. It wasn't great. It was a bad prank. To be honest, it was kind of stupid. But at least it would have been funny to at least see it the next morning. Which I mean, I guess it's funnier that we didn't see it. I don't know, because like. But it was just all gone. It was so annoying. But I was just like, dude, what happened? And like, yeah, they made the ninth graders clean it up. I was so annoyed.
I'm just thinking, like, if like for some reason somebody had like been watching the cameras and like called the police, like, I think if they showed up and you guys parked in the parking lot and your cars were wearing regular clothes, I think that would have been like, guys, like, get out of here. Like, you're not doing a senior prank at night. But if he showed up and there's like cars missing their license plates and dudes in like full like ski masks and black clothing running around the school, they probably would have like whipped out like their ARs and been like, okay, like Al Qaeda is currently on the courtyard.
You're probably right, but we had so much fun planning it. We had to do it. Like, we just had to treat it like we were like in the CIA. But it was great, though. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
I'm glad I wasn't part of it, because I 100% know. Like, you see that guy right there? He's like 6'5". Yeah, that's Zach. That's got to be Zach. I don't know.
The only person that tall.
I don't know who any of the rest of them are, but that one is Zach.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. It's kind of crazy, but
the most absurd inventions that never took off.
I would say probably the microwave.
That never took off.
Yeah, but just didn't make it big, Okay. Yeah, but it should have, though. Yeah, it should have. Everybody should have one. But
one invention that people thought would like absolutely change society was the Segway. Like, when the Segway was like a new thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
When it was like a new thing, people thought it was going to like reshape the way that people like travel around in anywhere.
Yeah.
And then it ended up just like every mall cop has one. That's it.
Small cops.
Paul Blart rides a mean Segway.
I don't know much about inventions. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot that just were too trash to take off.
I feel like the hoverboard was another one.
Well, isn't the hoverboard just a Segway? I mean, that's what it's modeled after, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have the handles.
Yeah, no handles.
But, like, I remember when that came out, like, it was a big thing, and then a couple of them, like, exploded and caught people's houses on fire, so people, like, stopped buying them as much.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was more of a trend than really a... Yeah. Like, I don't think that was ever going to destined to, like, change the world, but it was pretty fun,
though. What else?
The most outrageous beauty treatments. Do you do any beauty treatments?
I got a big old bottle of 3-in-1 in my shower. I wash my hair, face, and butt in that order.
All right. I take bath and pickle
with the
juice,
same rag.
So that's. I mean, if you do it in that order, I guess it's not that bad. But
No, they did. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you probably really do that in any order.
Do you remember
and it
the
wouldn't be that bad.
the Fushigi ball?
No.
It was
What was
literally.
that?
Let me
Oh,
look
was
it
that
up.
that glass ball?
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
no, I do
literally-
remember that.
Literally just a ball of like straight glass, and like in the commercials, I never got it.
Yeah, I
but some
didn't
people were like, the commercials were like, these people were making the ball like levitate, and it's like I would watch the commercial and I'd be like, it's pretty obvious that they're just like straight up like holding the ball. Like I don't
Right, yeah. They did look cool. If somebody was good at it, though, it looked super smooth. It was awesome to watch, though.
But they basically were like, they advertised it like literally anyone can use this. Anyone can learn it in a matter of 5 minutes. And then every kid in America got one, and every kid in America was upset, and now it's in their attic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably a gold mine of them
Yeah.
in people's downstairs or upstairs, maybe.
Got them in the downstairs. Most ridiculous fashion trends of the past decade.
Oh, I want to think of some so bad.
Denim on denim. That was pretty rough, but it's coming back now.
I don't know. I low-key don't hate it. I mean, if you
coming
wear
back.
it the right way, I kind of like it. What
What
is something, dude? Like,
buzz cuts are coming back. I work with a lot of middle schoolers, and there's so many middle school kids
Really?
who hopped on the mullet trend, and now they're buzzing off the mullets.
Yeah,
And I did it before it was cool. I just like to point that out.
that is true. You're the first person I knew that did it as an adult that wasn't balding. So, let's see what is something. Probably Nike Elite socks in middle schoolers.
Oh yeah.
Pulling them all the way up to your knee, and just long shorts, dude. Big old shorts. People just wearing big shorts, like the baggiest shorts you've ever seen.
They're literally like 3 inches away from just being pants.
Exactly, like they're almost at your ankles.
But the ones that are just like denim, I'm like, dog, just wear pants.
yeah, at that point, for real, like please just put on, just duct tape the bottom and turn them into pants.
If you look at like the NBA of the past, like there are like two types of shorts. Either their shorts were literally at their ankles, or their shorts were like one good breeze away from like pulling up above their butt cheek. Like
Yeah, I mean, and that's how it was for the first probably 70 years, and then they got super long, and then they got fairly short again, but now they're getting longer again.
yeah.
In like 2000, they were baggy, bro. Like they were like just like falling off. Basically, they might as well they just basically weren't even tied on. Like they were barely hanging on.
But it's like I wonder if they follow fashion trends, or that's just like they're saying like this is gonna make us more versatile.
I don't know. I think it's
That was
just
my
like
word of the
basketball.
day.
I think
Did
it's
I
just.
use it right?
I think it's just no, but I think it's just. I think it probably not. I think it's just what the young kids, what the newest generation of players are doing, like what they think is cool. Like a high schooler brought back short shorts a couple of years ago. He was like one of those famous high schoolers, and he just started rolling his shorts, and so people started wearing short shorts again for a couple of years. He still does it, but not a lot of people do. But he like single-handedly brought it back. He was like 16, so it's pretty legendary of him. His name is Jacob.
Shout out to you, Jacob.
I'm trying to remember his real name. Jay Gup is like his like nickname. His nickname is like Gup. Josh Christopher. That's who it is. Josh Christopher. He plays for the Rockets, or their G League team, I think.
So shout out to you, Jay Gup. If you want to be on the pod, let us know.
Do you have any embarrassing childhood memories you'd like to share real quick? I think the only one that I can think of currently is which I've told before. I dressed as Humpty Dumpty, and some girl called me a potato all day on Halloween. So,
have I told you the story of me flushing the toilet and getting terrified?
I don't think it doesn't ring a bell.
When I was little, I went with my dad to the Tractor Supply in Oak Ridge, And, I went there and my dad's like, he's looking for something. I don't remember what it was. And I could use the bathroom. So I run to the back of the store to use the bathroom. And, I do my business in the urinal. And then once I'm done, okay, I'm in elementary school. I reach up and I flush that bad boy. The water starts running down. And it just keeps running and keeps running and keeps running. And then it spills out on the floor. And then it just keeps going and keeps going. And it's starting to flood the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, what do I get my shoes wet?
That happened in my dorm room the other
Do
day.
I wash my hands? Do I just reach down and rub my hands in this water on the floor to save just at least make some use out of this? So basically I just bolted. And then I went and found my dad in the front of the store, and he had his bags. He was ready to go. He was just waiting on me. And the whole way, because my shoes were out, I'm running to the front of the store. And then we're walking out. And then one of the managers in the front gets on his walkie or whatever, and he's like, we gotta flood in the men's bathroom. And a couple of guys start to walk back there. I was like, shoot, I'm walking out, keeping my head down, putting up my hood I'm the paparazzi's following me. So for the next couple years, anytime we would drive past that store, I would lean down in the car just in case they're looking at me,
Because they're still looking for you.
Just in case
they got a hit out.
Yeah, just in case they got a sniper on the roof, scanning every car that goes by.
You know what you should have done?
What?
Should have licked it up.
The water.
Mm-hmm. Should have drank it right up. This has been 30% off.